PTP, positive thinking people. PTP, positive thinking people.
Real Talk Live with Dr. Rodney Grimes. People to people, power to power, positive thinking people. Yes, with Sir Rod and Lady Z. It's not about you, it's not about me, it's about we. In God we trust.
Positive thinking people. PTP, positive thinking people. PTP, positive thinking.
Good evening. Welcome. You already know how we do this. I'm your host, Dr. Rodney Alex Grimes. We on the People to People podcast. You know my slogan, People to People, Power to Power, Positive Thinking People. I am so excited. My slogan represents this gentleman that's sitting here with me, Mr. Walter Kirkland.
Man, Rodney, good to see you, brother.
It's my pleasure.
Man, what an honor, man. We've been grinding for 20 plus years, if not longer. So
Yes, we've been
much respect to you.
Much respect to you. I want people to know this. You know, I keep it real. Let me tell you something. He did not pay me to say none of what I'm going to say today. Everything that I'm going to say about this man is generally from my heart, how I feel about him, and why I am supporting him. I want you to know that we take this very serious. This is not a joke. What we're trying to do is make change. This is what I know about this man. This is what I experienced when I first met him. He was in the trenches back then, as he said, over 20 years ago, and he's in the trenches still today. Mr. Kirkland is an amazing man. I happened to just be looking, saw he posted on my page that he was running for office. I got so excited. I reached out to him. He did not call me. I called him because I want to help him move forward. And we need to make sure we get him in office. So with that said, Mr. Kirkland,
Yes, sir.
I really want you to just take this opportunity to just give a little bit about your background and what you plan on doing for the district.
Yeah, Rodney, thanks again for your program and what you do. But the time is now. For you viewers out there, there's a lot of career politicians. I'm not a career politician. I'm a man who wants to make a difference in not only Prince George's County, but it's St. Mary's County, Prince George's, Calvin County, Anne Arundel, Charles County, to make a difference as it relates to this area. And what happens is you have Steny Hoyer, much respect to him. He was there 44 years, Rodney, 44 years. And he just stepped down. He's 86 years old. But my platform is going to be on workforce development, AI, mental health. And look, we sleep on mental health, Rodney. We sleep on depression. Boys between ages 8 and 29, black boys specifically, brown and black, have the highest suicide rate for you listeners out there in the country. What's happening with our black boys, Rodney, is they're getting isolated. When you and I were young, we had trades, we had, shop. They don't have that anymore. Everybody's not going to be a PhD or a doctor or a lawyer. Some kids need to work with their hands. So we need to create workforce development. And I've already partnered with Van Jones from CNN, who's looking to do some AI launches, and he wants to launch it here in Prince George's County. So I'm going to be the person with my team, a part of my initiatives with this campaign. I'll be doing listeners tours. I'll be coming out to areas in this District 5 area to solicit opportunities for our people as it relates to AI. AI is a tool, not a thing to replace people, but a tool to increase your productivity. The other thing, the mental health piece, we need support, we need legislation, we need money, because even our adults, we're on an edge, right? When you agree, we're on edge right now.
That's right.
The third thing is our seniors. You and I are seniors. We are forgetting about our seniors. We need not only subsidies, we need other mechanisms to support Alzheimer's, all kind of health conditions to prolong our life. So those are the positions. And I was called to run. I could have been running for delegate, council person, even mayor. and would have won, in my opinion, because of what I've done with the 100 Black Men, what I've done with the March of Dimes. I was a chair of the Alzheimer's. My dad, unfortunately, lost his life, Rodney. He had Alzheimer's. He forgot his shotgun was loaded, cleaning his shotgun, and he shot himself in the leg, and he died because of dementia. So I think I got the pedigree, I got the experience. I've worked for Xerox for 10 years, Honeywell for 10 years, GE for 12 years. I've been in the business world. I can work across the aisle. That's why I really think I can make a difference in the Maryland area and be a real engaging politician that believes in change. Rodney Grimes, I check the box. I don't go to work to go to work. I really want to make a difference. And that's why I'm running. Sorry for the long intro.
No, and actually, you basically letting people know exactly who you are. Let me just say, I've seen you out in the trenches.
Yes,
Back when we were a little younger, we were able to network. And it's something like this. My pastor, one of my pastors, he said to me, he said, either you go with the Eagles, you can go with the pigeons, you got chickens, you got crows,
That's
but
right.
you got to figure out where and what level you are and
You
where
going
you
to soar
soar.
with the Eagles or you going to walk with the pigeons?
That's
Come
right.
on, man.
No.
Soar with the Eagles.
I'm with the Eagles too. And matter of fact, I say that when me and the wife was talking about you running for office, I say, do you know how long ago it was, man, when I saw Walter, and I said, you know what? He should never change.
Thank you, brother.
You've been in the trenches from the very beginning, from the first time I met you. I saw a lot of things that you were doing in the community. I saw how you were networking with the young entrepreneurs and young men. And I'm talking not just the males, but the females as well. I had an opportunity to see you as a gentleman. I saw how you conduct yourself,
Yes, sir.
even in relationships. A lot of people don't understand that these things tell people about your character. But you're a man to still open the door for a young lady. You're still
That's right.
one who let her sit down before you do.
Common courtesies.
Common courtesy.
Yes, sir.
Those are things that's going to be talking about your character. So again, for the listeners and viewers out there, we got to understand something. If we want to see change, what we got to do is we got to make sure that what we do is we put the right people in office. When I saw that Walter was running, I couldn't call him fast enough because I want to be a part of this. I'm the type of individual who want to see change. You know, so, and I have a very, very good friend of mine, Joe Coleman. He's the
singer?
Yeah.
Oh, man, he's a good dude.
Very good dude.
I've worked with him many times.
Yes.
Wow.
Right? That's my buddy.
Small world.
And you know what I always tell him? I say, Joe, I don't mind carrying your bag. He laughs, but he know I'm serious. I would carry yours too.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
You know, so a lot of people may not understand that. That's not me beneath you, but that's me saying, you know, sometimes you got people in leader positions, and then you got people who is in the second, third, fourth, and then you got your soldiers too. But it all benefits us all when we got the right person in office.
That's right.
So my point, what I'm trying to tell you, this is not me. I'm trying to tell y'all, when you want to see change, you got to make change. So that means when we see individuals like Mr. Kirkland out here running for office, what do? We get up and make a difference. And I'm talking to the young people too. Okay? Not just the senior citizens. Because what we got to do is we got to put people in the office that we can talk to. I tell you, thank you publicly for taking this at a short notice. Sure. Because I know you are busy campaigning.
Very busy. And let me just speak to the young people, if I may. Young people, your Gen Zs, we need you to go to the polls. Rodney, categorically, the turnout, and this is not a presidential year. So please get registered, getvote.com, get registered, and we need to get Black boys and girls, young people to vote. If we get that vote alone, we will win. And that's the critical piece. The turnout 2024 was low. Right now, we have in this race, Rodney, we have a fireman, white fireman in his 30s, never ran before, doesn't have the popularity. We have 3 Africans, nothing against African people, but one, Quincy Berebe, I worked with her last year. She's still trying to figure out, she's a successful business owner. She has a caregiving business, but I don't think she's the right person for this area. We have Wala Ballet, who is a career politician. She's done a phenomenal job in District 6 as a council person. They just sworn her in as council person at large to replace Calvin Hawkins. But now when she heard that Steny Hoyer stepped down, she's jumping into this race. I say that because we have a lot of career politicians. So young people, if you go to the polls, I'm working with Bowie State, the president of Bowie State, Amit Bro. If you guys go to the polls, we will win this. I really think the time is now that we need to get a person like me, not a career politician, but someone who's put the community work in, who can reach across the aisle and make a difference. You also have in this race, you have Rashawn Baker. I'm sure you know that name, Rashawn Baker. Rashawn Baker, no disrespect, he was a county exec, did a pretty good job, worked with me, with the 100 Black Men. But now he is trying to grind in 2 different roles. He ran for governor and lost. He ran for county exec against Aisha Brayboy and lost. Now he's running for Congress. I really think, Rodney, people are going to see the real writing on the wall. I'm fresh. I'm new, not new to the area. I've been here 35 years, but they need a person like me. And viewers, I can't do it alone. Go to walterkirklandforcongress.com, walterkirklandforcongress.com. I need you to make a donation. I have to raise, get this, Rodney, I have to raise $300,000 by the end of March. Now, you say that's a lot of money. You know why? It's always about resources and money. If you raise that kind of money, guess what happens? The PACs of the donors will think you're a legitimate candidate. And then the money comes in. When you look at TV ads, when you look at radio, mailers, and signage, that's a lot of money. And you know what, Rodney? A lot of people, when they go to the polls, I've done this. I don't even know who's running. But when you see that sign or you see that commercial, oh, that's that guy, Walter.
Yeah.
That's what we have to do. And it all comes down, this doesn't all, but money is the crazy thing that I need right now. If I get 300,000 by March, get this, Rodney, 500,000 by May, then I know categorically we will win this because it'll be just exposure. My exposure in Prince George's County, a lot of people know me for the 100 Black Men and my exposure, but I need visibility in Charles County, Calvert County, in Anne Arundel to get more visibility. So I need people to go to the polls. I need you to go to walterkirklandforcongress.com. Make sure you're registered. And brothers and sisters, it's not, a lot of the young people say, Rodney, Mr. Kirkland, and these are young people between 22 and 32. I said, what's going on? He says, well, I don't have any hope. I don't even know what to do. You've been telling me all these years, Mr. Kirkland, not you, but your age group, they call me a double OG. You've been telling us what to do, but we don't know what to do. You got to coach us. You got to tell us how to go to the next step. And that's the dilemma. We don't have the same opportunities. Some of them are not buying houses. Some of them are not married. Some of them don't want kids. So I really think it's a different world we live in. And you need a person like me who can be sensitive to those needs and can accommodate and understand that. And I think the support I've been doing with the 100 Black Men gives me that information.
One of the things that's important for us when we talk about making change, a lot of times we sit down and watch television or we go to the gym, or whatever the case may be. When things start to take place, where we say, oh man, why is this like this? Why is this like that? Why is it like that? Is if you don't go out and vote. If you don't go out and make a difference. When we have an individual come to you that you can talk to, I'm talking about, I've seen you in the public where many young men were able to approach you. I'm talking, we've been in some exclusive places.
Yes,
but again, I've never seen you be the guy walking around with your chest pumped up saying, I'm too big to talk to that person. Those are the individuals we want in office. People that really care about the community, people that see us for who we are.
Yes.
That's what I like about you.
No, thank you.
That's why I support you. That's why I know that we need to get you in office.
Absolutely.
As you were talking about the other individuals who's running, no disrespect to you, but we got to talk about who really is going to get the job done. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, we need fire. We need a person. I've been in boardroom tables. I've been in million-dollar deals. I've been on the other side. And you need someone who has a swag, not an attitude, but a fierce personality that when you walk in a room, Rodney, what happens in the first 30 seconds, you make an assessment. Do I even want to hear what that man or woman is saying? You need a person that can not scare people, but you got to have presence. I really think I've earned the right with the deals I've lost, I've won, the kids I bail out of prison, Rodney, the kids I've moved from rat-infested apartments with the 100 Black men and other organizations, the coalitions with the 100 Black women. I really believe you have to cross-pollinate, if you will, triangulate, military term. When you look at a problem or a situation as it relates to mental health, war, whatever, you need a sound mind who can weigh the alternatives, who's not afraid to say, oh no, time out. These are the facts. And that's what we need in Congress. And that's why I'm the right candidate for this position.
Well, again, I've seen you set your footprint. And again, my slogan is people to people, power to power, positive thinking people. Let me tell you why. I was home today and I said that, and you came to mind. People to people. Mr. Kirkland is the gentleman who will talk to you one-on-one. He don't talk at you, he talk with you.
Yes, sir.
He also will listen. That's what we need. People who can communicate with the little guy and the big guy, the middle guy.
And let me add to that. What I plan to do is have these listening tours around the county and all counties. And what I want to do is how can I help you? It's not about what I want to do. It's what's important to you as a person who lives in the area. So I'll be doing listening tours for AI in partnership with Van Jones in mental health, which, I have a son who's thought about contemplating suicide. He was born very early. His mom was on drugs. Long story about that. But we need to go out and talk to you, the citizens, to say what's important to you. What do you need? What resources do you need? It's not just drugging people up, Rodney. You can't drug everybody up. How do we prevent this from happening? How do we stabilize? And, getting back to the discussion about hope, there's good kids, Rodney, out here doing bad things. I'm sure you run across them like, what? Junior, why did you steal them Timberlands? Well, because I wanted them and we don't have any money. And these are good kids and they're bored. How do we create programs like Marion Barry did, which God rest his soul? How do you create programs that will keep kids intrigued? I have a partnership with a drone company. I got a brother who I consult with. I'm the chief revenue officer in New Jersey, who has a drone the size of this room. Okay. And these drones, you can get certified with a license. And when you're done with the rod, you can make 6 figures. And guess what a drone can do now? Gun detection, cleaning buildings, surveillance, agriculture. It can treat farms. It can do search and rescue. And the payload for you people, it can pick up a 200-pound man who falls in the ocean. There's so many applications. And guess what? Drones are like sexy. If I was a kid right now, I want to learn how to fly a drone. And it's not the drones you have that you play in your backyard and you race.
Right.
These drones, this is a Black-owned company, the size of this room, does all kind. It's a hybrid model, so it's electric, gas, power, but it does things that are really cool. Those are the things that I'm going to bring with AI, drones, new technology to keep our youth engaged and to create a different path.
I like that. And I'm going to take this opportunity to just throw in a little commercials here and there. One of my technicians, you talking about drones, I have a technician named Richie the Tech.
Richie the Tech.
Yes. And this gentleman is a young man who's out here doing things, making a difference. When you are interested in trying to get your websites and projects done, those things, again, reason why I threw that in, because you brought that up when you said about the young individuals. Here's a young man that we definitely want to support and make sure that he's get this opportunity to get some exposure, and it'll be through gentlemen like Mr. Kirkland. Also, I'm going to also just do a shout out to Global Door Coffee. I want you to reach out to globaldoorcoffee.com. They are one of our sponsors. They are definitely looking out for the People to People podcast, and I'm excited to have them also to be a part of this project as we moving forward. I'm just again just taking this opportunity to do some shout outs to people that I know that will get behind me to support Mr. Kirkland. We was talking about Stiletto. This it's like a meeting place here in Landover for Central Avenue. I'm going to actually going to be setting some stuff up. I'm gonna try to get it so that I can get you down there.
Would love to.
And we could be able to talk about these things. Now, the reason why I'm throwing these in here, I know you see these as the little slick commercial type punchlines. Let me tell you something. Everything that we do comes together. I went back, I said people to people. I was saying, talk about Mr. Kirkland, how he is with people. Let's talk about power to power. Power to power is when you just talked about getting these young individuals involved.
Absolutely.
Here we took the power that I possess, the power of this podcast, the power that you possess. Here we just come together, and what that do is create positive thinking people, which is another thing that you stand for is positive things going into the community. So I know that I kind of did all that real quick, but I got to take this opportunity to take this real serious because I want to see Walter Kirkland as a congressman. I want to see him in that position that it's going to be about us in the community here. And then y'all got to understand something too. When we put people in office, just because you might live in Virginia or DC or New York or wherever, that doesn't make a difference. What make a difference is the quality of people that we have in office, because then they start setting a tone. Many times in our networking experiencing in the past, I've seen you, and every time I say, man, what is Walter up to now? You know, because you've always been in the fight.
Thank you. In the fight. I like that, Rodney. Yes.
You know, and that's what makes the difference. We ain't talking about just a name. We're not talking about somebody who out there say, look at me, you know, because Walter has also, I want you to talk about your activity outside of politics.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah.
I know you used to run, didn't you?
I ran track, and this ring here is a Hall of Fame. I was blessed to win the national championship. And, you know, this is a big deal. A lot of people say, did you run for the Redskins? This is an honor. You have to be voted in, and I'm alive. I went to a white institution. I'm not racist, but Rutgers, when I went to biology class, Rodney, it was 200 people in my class. There were 2 black people in my class. I said, how am I going to pass this class in 1976? I did. I got a C+ in it. But yeah, my backstory, I was just talking to one of my teammates. As a matter of fact, I went down to Florida. He lives in Florida. We met with our 95-year-old track coach down in Florida. Denzel Washington, the actor, his brother was a good track runner. I ran with him, so he lives in Florida. So we met with Denzel Washington's brother, David Washington, Val Jean Garrett, and myself. We had one of the top relay teams in the country. We were the top relay in Mount Money-Earned and Mount Vernon. And from that, we won the pin relays. My claim to fame in high school, when we beat the Jamaicans, I anchored the mile relay, which for you people, the pin relays was a big deal. Bill Cosby was there when he was the good Bill Cosby. We had about 40,000 people in the stands. And when I got the baton, I beat the Jamaicans. They're green and yellow, you know, just amazing track athletes. And after that, my life changed forever. I got 15 scholarship offers as a junior. I ran it at 17. Came back next year, they beat me. But these guys were older. They were in their 20s. You could tip the facial hair, but we still got second. Long and the short is I won 15 scholarships. I chose to go to Rutgers University, New Jersey, because it was close. The other 2 guys had signed a letter of intent already. Ended up going there, had a great 4 years. Didn't make the Olympic team, but did win a national championship that led to a great career in track and field. And then from there, had a great career in corporate America with, as I said earlier, with Honeywell, GE Healthcare, and Xerox. that led me to close over, $60 million in sales of medical devices equipment. That's also led me to work in boardrooms and offices in different nationalities and different companies in science and in marketing. So it's been an amazing career. And then I ran as a senior Olympian just 2 years ago at fifth place at 65. So I'm still competing.
So you're still
I'm
competing.
still competing as a grown man. And the guys that beat me, Rodney, they were 5'6", 5'7", 140 pounds. I'm like Hulk Hogan out there, 215 pounds, but I still got fifth place out of 50 athletes in the country, not running for like 30 years,
Okay.
and still had a chance to compete, to do very well. So yeah, still an athlete. The other claim to fame is the 100 Black Men, where I formed this chapter here 15 years ago. We do financial literacy, health and wellness, education, and mentoring. It has been a phenomenal experience over the last 15 years, and we've changed lives. We mentor over 300 youth right now. We've given $20 million, $20,000, excuse me, $20,000 every year for the last 10 years.
Okay, that's amazing.
Mhm.
Again, these are the things that we talking about, accolades of your past
Mhm.
and things that you have done that's setting the tone for where you're going in the future.
Mhm.
Let me ask you this. For the young guys,
Yeah.
what would be one of the first things that you would do to help get some attention when we're talking in these areas with mental health and depression that these young guys are dealing with? Because a lot of them
Mhm.
don't know that they can get help. What would you do?
Well, I think the difference is now first of all, we need candidates like me. We can't go with the traditional kumbaya, let's have a group hug. You need to have fierce, bold people that are going to have legislation and talk the talk. So when I do these listening tours, I'm going to ask them what they need. And then from that, I'm going to work with my constituents and also the people I know in the mental health arena to create programs, resources, and again, not drugging these kids, these youth, but creating programs and resources, whether it be doctors, whether it be work groups, sessions, create kind of plans with resources and centers. Tarazi Hence, what's her name? Tarazi Hence. She just got get this, she just got a 30, was it 30 million? He got a significant amount of money to build a mental health, because she's had some mental health issues. I'm going to partner with people like that to bring in not only celebrities, but bring in resources to have more. I think what it is you got to have hope in life. You got to have a method beyond where you are now. And I think the young people, to my discussion earlier, don't think they have hope. So you can create hope with jobs, opportunities. And that's what I'm going to do is work with my sphere of mental health resources in my celebrity status, and bring in specialists to make it fun, to make it engaging. Once they're engaged, Rodney, they do better things and they feel better. When they're not engaged and they're restless, they don't have hope. That's when you have mental health issues, suicide, and even isolation. See, isolation is scary. Isolation with youth, as I mentioned earlier, when you are in a corner by yourself and you don't know what to do next. There was a young lady 2 years ago. I'm sure you remember, because you and I were in that business. She was a beautiful young lady. She was a commentator in New York, jumped off a building. You remember that? She was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Go ahead, T. Get right.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. And actually, a lot of people was trying to figure out what made her go to this.
So guess what she did? She got so isolated, because when you're really attractive and you're famous, sometimes you get caught up. People don't. You isolate yourself. She ended up was talking to a bot. A bot, for people out there, it's an AI in a bad way, where it's creating its own personality and algorithms that you're responding, because you don't have a human being to talk to. She broke up with her boyfriend. Whatever happened, she committed suicide on social media. And she was in New York. She was gorgeous.
Yeah, I remember that.
Miss America or whatever she was. She was only 32 or something like that, and jumped off the building.
Yeah.
So we got to find other ways. We live in a different society now, Rodney, that we need more support systems than we ever did before. And guess what? The youth have more stimulation. They have a thing that we didn't have, Rodney. We played outside and drank out the water hose. We didn't have these things called cell phones. Now they have all these other intrusive apps. It's so ingratiating that I think they're confused. The mind is not at rest. The mind is not at peace. And if they don't have these opportunities, they feel left out and lost. So I would do a lot of listening tours, and I don't know what I don't know, and gather that and work toward a very specific solution with people like Tarazi and other people to help these young people.
One of the things I'll be looking forward to as you move forward, because I know you would always have that open door policy, is that we can make the kids know that they can have opportunities to do exactly what you've accomplished. A lot of them don't have dreams. They don't have hope.
No.
But I think what we do, it's not just about the mental health area, but we're talking about self-preservation.
Yes.
We're talking about young black males who are feeling that there's nothing bigger than going to penitentiary.
That's right.
And we got to change that way of thinking.
It's a mindset.
It's a mindset.
You got to change the mindset.
And then we're not just talking about just black males. We're talking about brown, white. We're talking about young males, period.
There are so many confused, man. Let's take the black-white thing out of it or bring it in. But there's so many. Did you realize, viewers out there, Rodney knows this, that most of the people in public assistance are white people? Did you guys know that? It's not black people. Everybody thinks black people, Charlie Brown, I got a rock. But most people on public assistance are white people. If you look at the Midwest, across the country, are white people. And they got the same issues, if not worse. Because of the drugs.
Yes.
And they have a thing called access. See, we don't have access. And access, viewers, is money and resources. Donald Trump, God bless his soul, and I just hope he gets better at this. His dad gave him, I think, $10 million, or whatever the number was. And he had that. Imagine if you and I had $10 million. So they have a thing called access and resources, and we don't have that. But yet they can have the access and still get high and get drugs and get into trouble. So that doesn't even matter. It's the core values that you have as a parent. The other thing we have is black folk, and I'm a byproduct of that. My dad was never in my home. I was raised by my stepdad, who used to beat my mom. People think I come from this perfect family. I was on welfare. There were times we were hungry. And what got me out the hood, Rodney, was athleticism. When I ran track and started doing curls at an apartment in Mount Vernon, I said, I got to find a way to get out of here. I didn't know what it was going to be. I played football as a quarterback. And then back then, the coach even gave me a chance in 1972 to be a quarterback, where, it was racism, but they believed in me, Rodney. They saw something in me I didn't even know I was a leader. Now, football wasn't my thing. I didn't go to football camps, but track was my thing. I was trying to make the Olympics. So you got to find a vehicle to get out the hood, or something you're good at. It could be social media. It could be, and what I hear from the people now is, hey, Mr. Kirkland, I can make an app and make money. That's not necessarily true. The money is not going, they think it's an ATM is going to come out of the sky. That ain't the case. You got to diversify yourself, surround yourself like people like Mr. Grimes and myself to make yourself better. We've always talked about this. Iron sharpens iron. And it's one decision, and I say this all the time, Rodney. One decision in your life can change your life forever, good, bad, or indifferent. That one person you meet, it's happened to me many times, when I got the opportunity with GE Healthcare, when I made a lot of money, it was a white boy that gave me an opportunity, not a brother, who took a chance. And they didn't think black people were smart enough to sell medical devices. And I ain't making this up, because there were no black people selling medical devices. There was one other brother out in California, but they took a chance on me. They told me no 10 times. It's tenacity, drive, and I knew I could do it because I sold for Xerox down here in the DMV. If you sell copiers back in the day with Xerox, with that training, man, you could do anything you want. Best training in the world. But I knew if I got into GE Healthcare, my life would change. Man, Rodney, I want a BMW, a $90,000. I can't make this up. They said, Mr. Kirkland or Walter, if you sell 7.5 million, and most cats were selling 5 million, and they didn't think a brother could do that. I sold 10 million. They gave me a 750 BMW from Passport BMW down the road. I can't make this up. Okay. They gave my wife a mink coat worth $7,000. I don't say that to flex or to brag, but young people out there and even adults, you got to put your mind to it, be engaged, and you got to speak it into existence. But we can't take shortcuts. We as black folk, Rodney, we take shortcuts. You got to grind and outwork people. That's why I know I can win this. If I outwork these people and make connections, I'm going to win this.
Well, I believe that with all said,
Mhm.
when you're in office and once you win, that I know that the change is going to come because you are a gentleman who been there, experienced it from one level to another. Like you said, it's about your mindset. One of the things in the community what we have to do, and that's all of us, black, white, Asian, with everybody, we got to come together peacefully, start to put positive energy in our youth. You know, a lot of times you can walk to a senior citizen and you won't get no resistance. But you get around one of these young people, you mess around and get your head knocked off just from looking at them.
That's so true.
But what do we do about that? Do we just overlook it or do we start to do something about it? Well, here again, I'm coming to you. Having a gentleman like Walter in office is doing something about it. Having a gentleman that you can walk up to and say, "Hey, Mr. Kirkland, you said that you was going to try to help us out in this area. What you going to do?" Knowing that he's going to say, "Hey, come on, let me introduce you to one of my friends. I'm going to call Dr. Rodney Alice Grimes. He got a podcast. You want to do something? You're interested in social media, blah, blah, blah. Let me call him, see what we can get you
That's
doing."
right.
You got connections like that outside.
I do.
And I'm talking, again, I've seen you work throughout the time that I've known you. And so we're talking about putting somebody in the office that's going to care about tomorrow.
Right. And I think it's access. I think what I have with my 68 years on this planet, on this earth, is for some reason God has blessed me tremendously. When I won the scholarship to Rutgers, I was like, wow, this is amazing. When I got hired at GE making all this money, I was amazed. When I worked in, believe it or not, and I worked in 20 plus movies, and I do it as a hobby. I've been on New York Undercover, The Wire, House of Cards. That's really helped me from a communication perspective. I've had several radio shows, TV shows. It's not what you say, Rodney, and you know this better than I do. It's how you say it. I'm going to say it one more time. It's not what you say in life. It's how you say it, your inflections, your tone, your tenor, and your meaning. When people say to me, Rodney, they mean, you're a good guy. I want to help you. I want you to win because you're a good person. I'm the kind of guy that I really care for that person. I'll be in the airport. I can't make this up. And little kids come up to me for some reason because I have that person, that Midwestern personality, white, black, Jew, it doesn't matter. And the kids are just connected to me. Some even think I'm Barack Obama 2.0. When I grow my hair a little longer, they say, "Hey, man, are you the president?" So I'm like, okay, maybe that should happen. So I think we have a gift. Like you have a gift, Rodney, with your show and what you do in the community. I have a gift. And we need more than just a suit in the office. And what I'm going to do is really not, more than just be a suit. I'm going to check the box, engage and listen and really try to. And I know it's going to be a push pull because you got to get consensus and voting, but you need a bold, brass, educated brother to make a difference who's been around all different nationalities. And that's why I'm so fired up that I know I can make a difference.
So when is the actual time for voting?
Yeah, voting is June 23rd. Early voting starts like June 19th. But the first thing you want to do, people, is get registered. Do that now. I think it's go to I think it's voters registration or voters.com. Get registered right away. But June 23rd is the actual primary. Let me explain what that means. So the primary is where if you win the primary, it's a Democratic state, you win the whole thing. If you don't win the primary, and they'll have an election in the fall, but that's just a stamp. There'll be Republicans, but they're not going to win against a Democrat. Right now, I'm probably one of the top lead candidates in terms of who I am in presence. but it's money. Adrian was endorsed by Steny Hoyer. He's 32 years old. I think it's more than money. David Trone, who ran against Angela Alsobrooks, had $70 million he spent and lost. So it's not just the money, it's also your platform, your connections, and communication. So we're going to grind through June. Anybody wants to volunteer, go to walterkirklandforcongress.com, walterkirklandforcongress.com. We need people to do phone banking, knocking on doors. We have several upcoming events. I went out to Charles County, NAACP. Prayer breakfast was phenomenal last month. I'm going to that meeting this month. I'm going to the Dems in St. Mary's to meet with them to get, St. Mary's is a very rural. It's probably 60% Republican, 40% Dems, but you still got to get some visibility there. If I win, Rodney, this is the key.
When you win.
When I win, thank you. When I win Prince George's, which has 990,000 people, when I win Charles County, which has 300,000 people, those two counties will win this entire election. Because St. Mary's is very dispersed. Calvert County is small. Anne Arundel has about 300. But when I win Charles County, those two, which is most of African Americans, we can win it. But we need you to vote. We need you to go to the polls to vote. And we can make history here in District 5 in the state of Maryland.
I'm just so excited that I'm going to be a part of this.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to definitely continue to move forward. I have been plugged in ever since I was in hiatus for a minute. Me and the wife, we had to just take some time to get into self to be able to deal with some mental and
reset.
Yeah, just to reset. That's a good word.
Absolutely.
And so now we at a point still in resetting to move forward in a positive way to make a difference for our grandchildren. And it's important for us to do this. Again, when I'm telling everyone, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you that it's up to you to make a difference. You have to get up off your butt. You got to get out there and vote. You got to be a voice, be heard. The worst thing is for somebody to complain about something, excuse me, and don't do nothing about it. Many of us will sit down and we'll say, well, we want to do this, that, this, and that. Well, let me tell you, the first step is putting people in position that's going to be able to be your voice when you can't get on the platform. Walter Kirkland. See, what I'm trying to tell you, you'll be able to slide that note to him and say, I just got this mental health program that we're doing over in such and such around the county or whatever, and this is what we're working on. He'll be the man that's going to say, hey, here's my card. Give us a call so we can get this thing moving. This has been his formula throughout. What I'm saying to you is this: put people in the office that's going to be able to communicate with you that are just like you in a way.
That's right.
I'm something. And sometimes it's hard to really speak your mind because you don't want to come across like you putting somebody down. But when I know that you grew up in this country, you struggled in this country, you had a taste of different levels in this country, you're the person that I want to sit down and break bread with. A lot of people always tell me, Rodney, you know a lot of different celebrities and things like that. I know a lot of them be wondering why I don't have all of them on the program. Celebrity got celebrity problems. What about the real people?
Yeah.
Okay. That's why I bring some of the young people in, or different people who are struggling in different areas. I'm not saying that the ones who have accomplished their goals that I don't want to talk to them. No, I'm proud to know a lot of them and to socialize with them. But what really, really, really matters is when I see somebody that'll take their shoes off, put their boots on, and get in the trenches. That's why I called you.
Well, thank you. And you know what, Rodney, this is just an extension. You think about what I've done the last 35 years, this is just an extension on a national level. Yeah. It's community work, it's legislation, it's engagement, it's doing the right thing for our people. It's people first. This is just an extension of what I've done. And now I need to take it to a higher level. I
Yeah.
need to take all the things I've done over the years, grinding in corporate America, grinding with our youth, grinding with our small businesses to a different level where we can have a real voice in Congress.
Yeah.
And that's why this is so important to our region, so important to the state of Maryland, and so important to this country.
Yeah. I think that one of the things that scare me most is that many times I look back and I be saying, where are the leaders?
Mm-hmm.
You know? And then when a person like yourself step out and say, hey, I'm willing to take this chance to be in the forefront, what do we do about it? We have to make sure that we don't allow people to dictate our future.
That's right.
We take control. We take control. Put ourselves in position, put the right people in there. I'm talking about people that's like you, people like me. I can't stress this enough
Mm-hmm.
that we're talking about. Again, I don't want to talk about somebody who migrated to this country. I'm sorry.
That's true.
They migrated here. They had their struggles for real, for real. You can bet this. They did not forget where they came from.
That's right. That's true.
You understand? That makes a difference.
Mm-hmm.
That's why some of the things that we're looking that's going on right now that we won't get into and be Pacific. But if you were not involved in the grinding in this country,
That's right.
you're gonna have a different perspective.
You are. You have a different grind. You have a different perspective. And nothing against foreigners, but I don't think they got the real grind, Rodney. They don't have what you and I have.
Hey, because you know something, when you've been right here
Mm-hmm.
and you've been you know, you look at us some and looking at what's going on with the economy and everything, and a lot of us are looking at it look like, hey, we still surviving. When you used to being in the struggle don't keep you down.
That's right. And the other thing I want to share with the people, and I think we forget because I moved here from New York 35 years ago, this is a very robust area for African Americans and other minorities. It's very diverse. This is one of the best parts of the country to be living in. So it would be an honor to represent you, to have some fire in a Congress position, because there's resources. And in light of what's happening in the White House, which whether you're Republican or Democrat, I mean, you know, some of the things I like what he's doing, but he's just too aggressive and too bold, and along with all the other stuff that's going on. We need strong, competent people that can fight with people like Donald Trump. Donald Trump is really embarrassing. And I don't know how this happens in America. So we need to get back to stability. And I think I bring stability to this role.
Well, again, it's all about us really wanting to make a difference, and we got to get out here to make change. You know, being a former Marine.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
for sure. Honorably discharged 0311. I served with great respect.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you a little short story. I remember when I left with the idea I just wanted to go and get in the military to get some equipment with one of my childhood friends. We were DJing, and I thought if we go in the military, I could get some equipment. And so I wanted to come back and make a difference. But what happened was when I went overseas and I saw how I was treated, because I was not just a black man, but I was American.
Mm.
It gave me something to be proud of.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember as I traveled in different countries,
Yeah.
I saw the respect that I got because I was an American.
There you go.
What happened when I came back to the country, I realized that I was not the same young man when I left.
How about that?
So I take pride in the neighborhood. I take pride in the young people. I take pride in helping people. What I'm talking about, again, we are talking about putting people in position that we're able to see them, that they take pride in what they do.
Mm-hmm.
I know this will sound like, you know, we've been redundant. I cannot stress how important it is for you to get out and vote. I know this man personally.
Yes.
I've seen him with all the different events that I've walked in and saw you over there, let me tell you one thing he's never done. He's never got too big that he didn't take the time to come shake my hand or say what's up. I appreciate that. Much respect.
Absolutely.
And again, I've had some other people treat me like that, you know, but I saw you in different categories and I said, look at Walter, man. Walter's still in there grinding. You know, even my wife, man, she smiled when I told her, you saw when she saw you.
I did. I saw
Yeah.
that.
You know, we have the utmost respect for you. So
Thank you.
I just really want to see you in this position. I know you can win this.
Thank you.
You know, we're not talking about trying. We talk about winning.
That's right.
But it's going to take us to go out there and vote. It's going to take us out there to get to some point where we're going to say, hey, and it's not just about money. One of my cousins, he said, make sure you love people more than you love money.
How about that?
Now, but in order to take care of people, you got to have some money.
You do. You do.
So when you're talking about raising money for the campaign, don't look at it like, oh, Lord, here comes somebody else asking for a dollar bill. Because let me tell you something. You need that.
Yeah, you do.
So all of us that's out there, we got to make a difference. We got to find a way to campaign, to move forward, to get Mr. Kirkland in office so that we can hold him accountable.
And for you viewers out there, this is your call to action. Your call to action is to make a difference, to really go to the polls, tell your friends. This is a monumental campaign that after 44 years, Steny Hoyer stepped down in this prestigious position. It would be my honor to represent you, but we need to make history. We need to go to the polls. The turnout has been horrendous. So tell your friends, tell your families, go to WalterKirklandForCongress.com, WalterKirklandForCongress.com. Get engaged, and we really could appreciate your support. Thank you for allowing me to have this time on your show. Continue to support this People to People podcast and Rodney Grimes. But today is the time, now is the time to make a difference in Maryland. This is a national, a lot of people aren't realize Congress does. Congress is a national position. You have a major, Steny Hoyer was third in line behind the president before he stepped down. That's the power of being in Congress. So it's not the money grab. It's not the status. It's the people. It's you. And I will represent you in the highest way.
And I stand behind you. And I believe you with all my heart. And one of the things that I would really, really like to do is see individuals like yourself that's going to be right at the forefront, fighting for all of us who need heroes like the ones we used to have in the past.
Used to have. That's right.
You know something? Some people on different levels want us to believe that we're not worthy to hold positions. But if you really think about it, when you put us there, we always come out on top. I guarantee you this is what, and I can say this for you. He's at the starting line. He see the finish line.
Yes, I do.
He want to win. That's why he got that ring on his finger. He want to win. That's why he came on the program.
That's right.
He wants to win. That's why he's campaigning all over. He's putting himself out there to say, hey, walk up to me, ask me. And what we got to do is put him in a position to say, remember, you as our leader, we can now make change. And I say that with much respect. I just know that, Walter, you're going to do an excellent job once you win. I know that it's going to be that time you're going to sit back and you're going to say, hey, I told y'all we was going to get this. I told y'all, look at where we at right now. That's what I hear you saying. I see this in the future. And you're going to be sitting back and you're going to be saying, look, we made a difference. This is when we go for the next term.
That's right.
Right?
That's
right.
When
we go for the next term. Not
it's a 2-year term.
Yeah, we get ready to make sure that we're going to go ahead and we're going to get in there and we're going to make this thing happen. Many people, I want you to know that feel free, again, you see it on the flyer that we put out Mr. Kirkland's numbers on there.
Mhm.
You can scan the
QR code
the QR code.
takes me right to my webpage.
Yes, and you can
Make a donation.
yeah, make that donation and let him know that we want to see him win.
And we need volunteers. So if you want to work the polls, you want to knock on doors, let's have fun with this.
I'm going to make some phone calls and talk to some people. I got to see how we're going to be able to do this to help you.
Good, thank you.
Because again, this is not just him walking out there asking for support. We got to get in there and get in the trenches. You can have a leader, but you can't just have a chief and no Indians.
You're right. And in Rodney, this is the biggest race of my life. I've won national championships. I've won big races, but this is the biggest race of my life. And as Mr. Grimes said, I can see the finish line, but I need your help. I'm running around that last turn. And if I get your support, we're going to win this race.
Well, one thing, look, I always got something to make you laugh or to say something. My wife always says something, Rodney, you're going to say something crazy. I need you to call me Dr. Rodney Alex Grimes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I received my doctorate in humanitarianism.
Oh, wow.
Last year.
Congratulations.
And when I say that, I'm really proud of it. Dr. Tyson Lynch, she said, Rodney, if you don't stand on it, people won't respect it.
Mm-hmm.
I say that to say, as Congressman Kirkland,
yes, sir,
right?
Mm-hmm.
In another year, we're going to sit down. We're going to have another conversation. We're going to talk before then, but I'm talking about we're going to have another conversation down the line,
yes, we are.
And we're going to be shaking hands, talking about, boy, we did it.
We're going to be chopping it up.
We're going to be chopping it up
in a different way.
Everybody know that I just appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. This is People to People, Power to Power, Positive Thinking People. I thank Mr. Kirkland for coming in and sharing with us. Y'all remember, look, you got to get out there to make a change. Get out there and vote. Do what you got to do to make a change in your life. Okay? Hey, you can't just sit on the couch and expect it to drop out of the sky. You got to go out there and vote.
Let's get it done.